So here we are with Outlast. We're going to do Outlast Glitchless. It's going to be very strange for me because I normally run with music playing, and I'm going to not have music playing, which is going to feel very strange to me. That's okay. But I can do this. Do this. So yeah, no glitches at all. None. None whatsoever. We do have a category called Maca Percent that I run, which does allow very specific glitches. And there's a interesting story about that, how it got its name, where it comes from, and all that stuff. So I I may have some conversations about that, but yeah. So we're gonna kick this off. We're doing it live too, so my chat is here, and apparently they're already threatening to troll me. So this should be interesting. I turned off. I'm going to actually turn off all the alert. For the purpose of the video, we're going to just turn them off for now, and I will thank everybody afterward. So, with that being said, let's kick off Outlast in 3, 2, 1, go. So, I've ran this game hundreds of times, and it was just recently here that I noticed. Look up in the window there. The light just came on, and there's going to be someone at the window. Or there was. I'm playing on PC, but I do play with a controller. One of the few people who runs with a controller, which does make some of the regular tricks a little bit more difficult. I've gotten to be pretty good at a lot of these tricks here. My accuracy isn't absolutely amazing. But I've gotten to be pretty good with this controller here. I'm gonna take some risks and try some tricks. But I'm estimating. I mean, my estimated time is 55 minutes, which is considerably longer than what it takes. So that's a good time. That's a good time. Right in line with where I normally am. You'll notice that I'm not running any splits. That's done on purpose. Difficult in this game to run splits while using a controller. Some of the other games that I run, I do splits, but that's because there's plenty of time to activate splits.
I see. Merciful God,
where
sent me an apostle.
This game is a little more difficult.
Son. You have a calling.
I mean, I could probably do a couple of them, but not too big of a deal. So here we just had Father Martin, who sees us, found our camera, and goes, "Oh, you're an important person. You can show the world all about the Wall Rider." Whom the Wall Rider he believes is a god. Because this is an insane asylum, people are crazy, and so he believes that there's a god who wants you to show off. There's lots and lots of jump scares in here, of course. When you've played this game hundreds of times, the jump scares make it all. For a brief second, I thought I might have jumped a little too early there, but I guess I was like right where I should be. So I'm going into the security room here, and the point is to activate the security system to unlock the doors. Father Martin has other thoughts. We're supposed to hide in the locker. We call these locker strats. We're not actually going to call them locker strats. It's a joke. I don't want to be too close to the door, but I don't want to be too far away. Walker breaks the door down. We call him Biscuits because he wants your gravy. And so he breaks the door down. We run to the basement. We got to get power back. You'll also notice I'm jumping towards a lot of things. Jumping is faster movement. However, there is a bit of a stutter when you land. If you jump towards things you have to stop at anyways, like switches, then you get there faster. Or things like that that I have to vault over. Out of my way, dude. That guy likes to get in the way. Sometimes he'll actually get stuck in the doorway and can't get around him. He won't move. That'll ruin a run real fast. Oh, that was nice. Got a little concerned that I wasn't going to get that on time, but I got it. That was good. It's just an animation, grabbing a hold of the door animation. Father Martin really, really doesn't want us to leave.
Sorry, my son. I didn't want to have to do this to you. But you can't leave. Not yet. There is so much yet for you to witness. Will you see it? Can you?
Well, he believes this.
The Wall Rider tearing his truth into the unbelievers.
The Wall Rider is doing this.
The only way out of this place is the truth. Accept the gospel, and all doors will open before you.
So there is a load removal for the timer. I'm not running it because I'm on my timer is on a separate computer from the game. So there's about 6 seconds of load time that I subtract at the end. Once we've finished the game, subtract 6 seconds from my timer. Load time is not counted in an official run. So that's where my PB comes in. That's minus loads. So here we're in the prison. We're stuck. We got to wait for a guy to come and open this door. Going to show up here in a sec. And he opens the door for us. Missing that pillar can be kind of a challenge. Sometimes you'll bump right into it. Not going to look at what's going on over there. As it's very vulgar and not something we want to show on stream anyways. Anybody who's played should know what's going on, though. So we're going to do what it says there and follow the blood. That is the best advice in this entire game. Follow the blood. Because there's blood everywhere. Specifically where you need to be. Oh, good, he didn't hit us. I was a little concerned. I jumped a little funny when we got past him, too. He swings at you. If you jump at the right time, you can get past it. Beautiful exit of the window. And the two guys that were standing there at the door, they're the twins. They're very, very naked. Very naked. And they want to kill you. I don't know why. We're going to see them here in a second. And we'll see them a couple times throughout the game. We grab the security card. We're going to ignore what Chris Walker is doing down below. It doesn't seem like a very nice thing. Chris has a very, very interesting story. He was military police, hired to work security here, and went crazy. That's an early skip. Not really intended to come back out that window. But with the proper exit, you can, and not die. Twins are a one-hit kill. They'll grab you and kill you right away. So they're one-hit death. They're actually the only ones who are one-hit death all the time. And we've got a good time here. We've got a good time. We're sitting at about where we should be. We're not behind, I can say that much. We're pretty much exactly on time, which is good. This particular section here is very challenging with no camera. It's pitch black. Chris has followed us down because he's actually an unsung hero. So he's crazy, as in he was turned crazy. He wasn't always crazy. He was turned crazy. And is really just trying to do good. Because the Wall Rider is an actual thing. We will see him a little later, and his story will come out as to what he is. And but in the simplest of terms, Chris is just trying to stop him. Here we got a jump scare. Everyone thinks the first time around, oh yeah, the guy there, he's gonna grab me. First time you jimmy across the leg. He doesn't, so it gets your guard down a little bit. So again, we're gonna follow the blood. We're going down into the sewers. You want to see the Wall Rider? There he goes. We'll actually get to see him up close here in just a second. Well, 10 minutes. Now we've got to turn a couple valves to drain some water. And of course, we are visited by Kristen. Here's one valve. Now, if we can get past him here without getting hit. We didn't. We got hit. It's not the end of the world if we get hit, but it does save about a second. Don't get hit. Getting hit causes a stutter, which will cause you to lose about a second. There's two instances where that will happen. We just saw the one. The second one is coming up here. come around this corner. We can jump past him there. It's very, very easy to dodge that one. First one is considerably harder. There's a few near impossible dodges. One of them involves Chris. The other one involves just a regular... I'd like to introduce everybody to Jacob. This is his ladder. Say hi to Jacob. All right, we are off to the admin block. Our goal, at least. And one of my favorite parts of the game, 3, 2, 1, body. One scares so many people. But it's especially funny when I've gotten some tears time up with that perfectly. This game is very, very linear. Your first playthrough, it never feels like it is, but extremely linear, makes speedrunning very easy. The downside is that the game is also very broken, has a lot of coding issues, problems, which obviously can be exploited, and other times can be frustrating. And in a glitchless run, since we don't exploit anything, you know, only downside is we have frustration. So we got 3 jumps there, which is beautiful. 3 jumps is the fastest. We want to position ourselves just between the light and those boxes, because Biscuits is right down there in the water. This is one of the near impossible dodges. I've done this once. One time I've been able to dodge that. Gotta jump around him just the right moment. And it's a frame perfect jump. I have gotten it once out of 1,000 attempts. One thing you guys will see me doing quite often is not turning my camera on when it's dark. I don't need to. That, of course, uses batteries. I don't want to have to stop to pick up batteries because that's going to cost time. So instead, I will just kind of deal with the darkness. I know where I'm going. For the most part. Some spots I don't really have a choice. Once we get to the courtyard. But when we're in the female ward, that vent is the worst. The worst vent in the entire game, because that bed will mess you up. Every time. Kind of why I stopped. I didn't want to be jumping all over the place. So the first big chase here. One of only a couple. Only a couple. Also, you may have noticed that I'm turning when I exit vents. There's an animation that Miles does when exiting a vent, where he kicks his legs out. That costs about a half a second. or take. But if you go out sideways, it can happen. So here we find one of the most underutilized bad guys in gaming. Dr. Trager, who's not actually a doctor. And yeah, he was just an executive.
Hey, you're that bullshit.
Wasn't
priest
finance,
guy, aren't you?
was it? I don't remember. But I know he's not a doctor. He's just also crazy.
Let's take a break, huh?
And so,
You'll do martini.
unfortunately, this section is about 4.5 minutes long of cutscene that we can't skip in a glitchless run.
Earlier than you look. A little cardio wouldn't kill you. Okay, here we go. Arms and legs inside the car at all times.
And I do recommend. Now, I will be looking away as much as possible. This is a scene that contains what some people would consider to be graphic content. And so I will do my best to point my character's head away from everything, and you don't actually see what happens, but you know what happens. And so, so just kind of your preemptive warning. This is definitely one of those parts. So once we're up in position, I will be turning my head up and away, look just away from everything.
You weren't putting that tongue to any use anyway. Truth be told, I was just tired of licking my own stance.
I've also learned that this door entering this room here is an activator.
Thanks so much for coming by. We'll begin your
You glitch through the door, which is a thing that you can do.
Wash up.
You're gonna look up and away. You glitch through the door, you won't actually activate
And it'll give us a chance
Dr. Trager. Once we get out of this room, you can. It is a thing you can do.
You know, I'm a bit worried how much time you've been spending with Father Martin. I know. I hope you haven't been letting him
Up and away
confuse you with
again.
all this holier than thou Bible thumping. No offense to the man, but I sometimes worry he might just be a little bit crazy.
I don't want to look at you, Trager. Leave me alone.
There's like the turn of God as anything else. I mean, God died with the gold standard. We're on to a more concrete
Go away.
faith now. You have to rob Paul to pay Peter. There's no other way. Murder is the simplest form, but what happens when all money's gone? Well, money becomes a matter of faith. And that's
So here it is.
what we're here for. Make you believe. You paying attention?
We do our best to look away, but the camera does force it back down.
There's so much for you to absorb. There. Better, right? You understand how we cheat here? We made the consumer into the means of production. This thing is gonna sell itself.
Like I said, we know what happens. Even though we don't actually see it. We know what happens, because we see the aftermath. And now we wait right here. He's gonna come through this door. Guy back there. That's who's talking. We wait by this door here, and as soon as he screams, nobody, 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 Traeger's gonna come walking through this door, but he's stuck in his walk animation. He can't prevent us from running past him. That's what we're gonna do.
They couldn't control it, and you can't control it. Nobody. He'll find you. He'll kill you.
See? And so we just sneak on by. Now, enemies in this game are not smart. By not smart, I mean they don't know how to open doors. We just run past him and close the door. He'll break the door down, but he won't turn the door handle to open it. Gives us just enough time. Move that out of the way. Get through the door. And climb up the bed and into the vent. And that's all enemies. That is not just Traeger. That's all enemies. So if you're ever being chased by an enemy, close the door behind you. They won't open it. They will break it down. I think the reason that they were coded that way was so that you wouldn't be able to do that again. So here, Traeger's breaking this door down. We're going to crouch because he has two animations here. Grabs or he stabs. He tries to grab. When you're crouched, you stand up and run away because he's in a grab animation. He physically can't stab with his giant scissors. If we were standing, he would try to stab us. So we crouch, and as soon as he makes the motion with his hand to grab, we stand up and run past him. Because his character can't grab when we're standing. And this right here is why I say he's the most underutilized bad guy in all of gaming. Because that's it. Traeger's done. He was used in all of the advertising. And sees all of 2.5 minutes of actual game time. Then he's dead. It. Over. Very underutilized. Which is unfortunate because he's a seriously awesome character who could have been chasing you this whole time. Not just having Chris chasing you, but also having Traeger would have made things really interesting. I did my first battery swap just there. And now we're in the fire room. Fire room is challenging because you apparently can't run. Nobody runs when they're in a room of fire. That's not a thing to do. They don't do that. You have to jump everywhere. It was fairly decent getting through that. But we need to turn the sprinkler system on so that we can properly navigate through there. There's a lot of fire, so we got to put the fire out with the sprinkler system. I find it ironic that we're opening the valves by closing them. But yeah, Chris is here. We're just going to dodge him there. He's going to chase us a little bit, but he's too big to fit through here. Why we go that way first. Gives up. So here comes the interesting little strat that we've discovered. There's two ways to do this. You can run around the table. That's the safe strat. You can try and dodge him. The risky strat. That's what we're going to do today. Risky because he's right on my tail. If I jump to that corner right there, it gives up every time. Jump and hit the corner. It will give up every time. It's like the way the game's written. We've found that activating that particular moment will cause him to not chase you. It's not a pixel perfect thing that you have to hit, but it can be. So here we're in the courtyard. Move towards the light. You don't need your camera yet. Use the light from the lightning to find the other light. Still don't need your camera. Not yet. And now we're going to turn the camera on and get our first up-close look at the one right there. Now there was a big old thing before about jumping over this, not run along the edge there. But remember earlier I was mentioning the Mac % run. That requires you to jump over that, and that's part of that whole ordeal that I mentioned. But in a glitchless run, we don't have to. Oh, and we made the landing, which is awesome. Usually you'll miss that. You don't jump at the absolute last second. Very nice that we did that. So we've got Chris down here again in the courtyard. Going to distract him one way, going up the other. As soon as you reach the top here, he actually despawns. So you could go back down. I can see drops on the fence, so I know that's when to turn my camera on as soon as I'm past that. Chris will respawn here. Want him to hit me so that he goes into his... We'll go into his animation, his victory animation of, yay, I hit you. It means he won't pull me through the hole as I duck through it. So now we're on to the female world. And we can turn our camera off again. There's some interesting things that you can check out in here. They do require your camera and staying in one place to watch things. We want to get upstairs. We need the key. It is behind locked thing, right? We need these fuses. 3 fuses in total that we need to get. And we got to deal with this guy here. Almost always hits me right there. And he got me twice. Hoping that he wouldn't get me the second time. So interesting thing, if we would have just gone forward, gone through here, this door is actually closed, but because we went the other way, the door's open. One less door to have to open, since you have to open the one. We don't have to open a second door. That saves us some time. And he hit us a third. Hoping I could get away with it. He does some weird animation stuff. Oh, and the fourth one actually counted. So quite often I can get through the fourth one by activating the pressing the button, activating the chute, the laundry chute, while he's hitting me, which then doesn't count because I'm in an animation. So it doesn't remove time from it. That time he got me before I hit the button, though. So fortunately, that's 4 hits. All right, so we got a little risky strat here. I'm going to attempt. And I got it. Nice. Get the quick vault animation. That exact point is very challenging, especially on a controller. You get crumble animation, which is good. Crumble animation meaning I fall, possible to fall and like catch yourself with your hand face to the ground. But it's also possible if you turn and jump at the exact right moment that you catch yourself. So here I'm going to swap my other battery in. Even though I'm about to lose my camera. And I don't have to do it later. Unfortunately, we don't have a choice. We have to go get the camera. Even in a version of the game, a category where we don't ever use the camera, which is a category that I run, also, still have to go get the camera. Got another jump scare. And there's the camera. We can see the light. And we got another jump scare. Oh god, there's people. Here's another one of those chases. Just got to go back out the way you came in. But a lot of people will forget. Drop down. They'll get back here and they'll be like, I don't know where to go. Go up. And the chase is over. And we can continue on our way. The gap. This is one you're not intended to keep running. I will.
Only one way out. Only one way. How do you know you're not?
Generally speaking, you're going to be approaching that cautiously. And as soon as things start to fall apart, you're going to back off. And you got to go around. I just run. As most of us speedrunners do. Chris again. We don't want to deal with Chris today, so I'm going to go up into the vent here. And we are back in the admin block. This is where we started the game. At the very beginning, when Chris grabbed us for the first time, calling us Little Pig, and threw us on the second floor. Right here. There was that leg animation I was referring to. Didn't get turned enough. So that, yeah, the debris that we were trying to climb through when Chris caught us was, when coming out of the vent, was just to the left of us. And we're in the theater, looking for a key. And lots of finding keys in this. Also, couldn't help but notice it looked like my camera wasn't broken. Camera's not broken. That's interesting. So the camera takes a fall and breaks. There's a crack on the screen. Just a nice little touch that they added, but it's not broken right now. It's interesting. That door's locked. We can't open it. As I mentioned before, bad guys will break it down. Fortunately, it's one of the twins. We don't want to stay here. Again, they're one hit kill. We're gonna run right past him. Lock the door to go upstairs. Stairs. Cut through the kitchen. This is rather bizarre that my camera's not broken. Anybody who's ever watched this game run before, or has watched me run it specifically, will understand why it's strange. Because the camera took a fall, 2-story fall, so the lens should be broken. So Father Martin is going to sacrifice himself to the Wall Rider. So he's actually crucified himself and is going to set himself on fire.
My Job, you alone shall escape the Talva. This is your penultimate act of witness.
So he wants you to record this camera
Was always freedom.
and then take it to the outside world.
And here it is. You will watch and recall my death, my resurrection. And together we will be free.
We are nearing the end of the game.
I fixed the elevator. It will take you to freedom. We will all of us be free. Now, my son.
And he lights him on fire. Twins are standing here, and they open the door for us, and we run past. Apparently they don't want to kill us now. I don't know. Here's one of the other challenging dodges that I mentioned earlier. Come out of this vent into a very narrow hallway. Here's biscuits. It is possible, albeit difficult, it is very possible to not get hit there. It's all in the timing of your jump. Now we have the key. As Father Martin claims, it will take us to the first floor so we can escape. There's the exit. Except it doesn't. It doesn't take us to the floor. It's going to take us to the secret basement. The secret sub-basement, rather. We were in the basement earlier. This is below that. From the very, 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 very beginning, when Father Martin was showing us the Wall Rider picking people up and throwing them around a room on the monitor. It was in this room, and in the lab. So we're very underground lab, and we just want to get out. Really care about all the things that are going on here. I just want to leave. Oh, hey, look, there's light. There's a way out. Nope. Wall Rider showed up. Doesn't want us. And there's biscuits. He doesn't know. He doesn't know who the Wall Rider is. That's what he's doing. The whole time, remember I had mentioned earlier that he's actually not a bad guy. He's trying to stop the Wall Rider, but he doesn't know who the host is. Well, unfortunately, Wall Rider just got him. So, but he's just trying to stop the Wall Rider. But he doesn't know who the host is. So in his delusional mind, the best way to stop him is to kill everybody who could be the host. Because that'll kill him. This guy here, Dr. Wernicke. As you go through, you'll find different files. And several of them will talk about this. And one of which, very early in the game, will mention that he died. He's dead. Except, as you can see, he's very not dead. Very much alive. So, he's kind of telling us the story of exactly what's going on. And the short version is, they being the company, Murkov, is using insane asylum patients as guinea pigs for different science experiments. They're experimenting on them. Specifically with dream therapy to corrupt their mind, or, well, rather to control their mind, but instead it's corrupting their mind. Why everybody's gone crazy. Like they might have been disturbed before, but they're absolutely crazy now. And so he just kind of gave us that whole spiel and said, Billy, whom is another person that we would have found a file on, Billy is the host of the Wall Rider. That we need to stop Billy, kill him, in order to stop the Wall Rider, who is obviously wreaking havoc everywhere. So this entire section is basically one great big chase of us running away from the Wall. There are moments where he's not actively chasing us, but not many. So Billy's in one of those pods. We just kind of... We'll see Billy in a second. We'll say hi. We won't stop, but we'll say hi. We'll run past him. Say hi to Billy. Poor Billy. Billy's really just an innocent guy, too. He didn't ask for this. But because he was perfect for the experiment, oh, that was almost perfect. clipped a little invisible wall. All right, here we go. So, I want to say hi to Billy. There he is, right there. Stuck in a tube, or in a giant ball with tubes shoved down his throat. And now we have 12,000 years of stairs. No one uses elevators in the secret lab, apparently. Use an elevator to get here, and that's the last elevator you... All right, now we just got to go back down. Fortunately, Walrider has other plans for us. Whether I had intentionally jumped down or had tried to jump across, he catches you. Because it is scripted. But we are approaching the end. There it is. So that will kill Billy. Obviously, the Walrider's not happy about that. And so, as he knows his host is about to die, he needs to take a new one. And so he takes us as a host. Final objective, get out. The timer stops. We come around the corner here. We're going to just walk forward. Come around the corner. And as soon as our hand touches the ground right over here, that is where the timer stops. The 52:39 on the clock, minus the 6 seconds for our load time, puts us at +5. Not bad. It was a good run. Big shock ending. If you listen, So Miles doesn't actually die at the end. He gets shot a lot. He's not dead. The Wall Rider just killed everybody. This is confirmed with the ending of Whistleblower, when your character escapes. Your character will escape, and the Wall Rider helps you, and that's essentially the confirmation, because it all the games take place at the same time. So yeah.